Oh my goodness, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Catholic Leadership Network podcast, helping ministry leaders succeed from the beginning. We're here to talk about all the stuff no one told you about ministry leadership. Like Lent is super duper busy.
Ugh.
Crazy.
Big ugh to that.
Life. And so Christy and I today, well, I know I had a rough week. I'll let Christy speak for herself. There's so much happening and going on in parish life. And I noticed that next week it's going to be 7 days straight. Our, music minister, informed the staff last week that it's going to be 52 days straight that he is at the parish and working for Lent. And that's just crazy. And, yesterday my body gave out on me and I needed to take a sick day because I just couldn't do it anymore, and I wound up sleeping. I was only going to take off the morning, and, my pastor texted me around, 1 o'clock or so. I had just finished eating lunch. He said, "I hope you're feeling better." I said, "I am, thanks," and proceeded to fall asleep again because I was just so incredibly tired. Yeah. So, yeah. And then I feel like today I have to catch up on all that.
I didn't have that experience yesterday, Sarah, although this morning, like when the alarm went off the first time, I usually, like when my alarm goes off, I jump right up, like I don't jump right out of bed. But my eyes open, I'm awake. That's not a problem. This morning, I was so tired and run down, but yeah, it's been a week. And then for me, it was Wednesday. It was a beautiful day here in southwestern Pennsylvania, and I didn't have any appointments for the afternoon. So I got to a good stopping point around 3 o'clock and was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bug. And I went to the grocery store and picked up dinner for Robert and I, and then we made dinner together. And then I sat on the couch and watched some television and basically blew off the evening. And today I'm mega stressed because I have stuff this weekend that I have not prepared for. So, and then there's things actually scheduled for today that I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to squeeze this in. I'm sure we'll figure it out. But we talked, you guys, just so everybody knows, Sarah and I get on this call right before we're going to actually hit the record button. And one of the things that we were talking about, what we want to talk about here today, is this frantic pace at which parish life gets going. And then people will say to you, hey, remember self-care so you don't get run down and burned out. And when we were talking about that this morning before we started the recording, I said, you know what? That really feels accusatory. Like, I don't know how you figure that out in this kind of pace, because like I just said, if I take an afternoon off and relax, then I've got twice as much work to do the next day. How is that helpful? Sarah?
Yeah, I don't know. I slept yesterday and I'm in the same boat, like I wish I had an answer for that, because, there is such huge burnout because of the fast pace of our parish lives, because of the situations you just talked about, because there are so few people. There are so few people on parish staff that can actually make things happen, right? And yes, I would love to get my parishioners involved more and, running things. And I think that they're fully capable of it, so long as I have formed them and prepared them to be able to take and run something. Yeah. So then that's additional, stress to be able to form them and train them to be able to take and run something like, the first communion retreat you're talking about. I don't know if I mean, that's that. And then I would be nervous about that. So, yes, I think our parishioners can do some things, but then I also am like, if I need to form them and train them to be able to do that well and theologically sound and, all of that spiritual formation, so that my job can then be, I had a pastor say, right size, we need to right size the parish. This is how much time we have. This is how much manpower we have. This is how much money we have. And we need to work within those confines.
Right.
Right. So I need to right size what it is that I'm actually in charge of.
Well, and I think that that's a great concept. The other is you and I are both newer in our roles right now. And so we can totally relate as we're, giving the some of this wisdom and sharing our insights with folks that are brand new in the field and I'm having this trouble all of the time, which is I don't even know what I want for us to do yet. And that hasn't been formulated in my mind. And so I have a couple of great volunteers who are constantly saying to me, Christy, can I help you? Because they see me and struggle. And I look at them in the face and say, very honestly, I want to have you help me. I don't know what it is that we're doing yet. And I've got to figure out what those things are before I can give any of what you described to them, to have them help me in the share. And I think that that's one of the other things too, guys. And it's what I keep trying to remind myself is one of the things, like I do well whenever I know that there's a deadline. And with Lent, guess what, kids, there is a deadline. Although for those of us that are in catechetical leadership, there's still some, post-Easter celebration type of things. But I feel like you've mostly made it by the time that you hit Easter. So if you can sort of get yourself in a mindset of like, this is a race, it's a marathon. I know that people that run marathons, when they hit the 13-mile mark, that's whenever you start to go like, yikes, this is long. This run is very long. And you need a couple of people to cheer you on. So Sarah and I are here to say, like, you can do it. Keep going. You
can do it. What is that from? I could totally hear that actor saying that. I don't know what it is, but it's funny. You're right. It is a marathon right now. And, it's really funny. I'm working on our parish mission, which is on the 28th at the end of the month. And somebody was asking me all of these things. And I'm like, you know what? I actually have 6 events between now and then. Now to give everybody like timing wise, that's 10 days away, right? So we're recording this on the 18th. Our parish mission's on the 28th. And I have 6 events between now and our parish mission, which is kind of a big deal at a parish. It's
a huge deal.
That prayerful rah inspiration, get everybody moving in the Holy Spirit kind of stuff. And I have 6 events.
Yeah, that's
right.
insane.
So I don't know what needs to be done there. That I have to get through First Communion retreat like you. I have to get through 5 different synodal listening sessions with various age groups. Now, my own doing, but if we want to get it done by a certain date, I have to do it now.
Yeah.
Because, we're going to hit Palm Sunday real fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're 3 weeks into this. If I wait another week, well, the week after is our parish mission. So nothing's scheduled then. The week after that's the beginning of April. And then we're into Easter. So like,
I hear you, girl.
Like when you back things, like calendaring is like my favorite thing. I love calendaring because I can see the potential and the joys and like how great things could be. I love calendaring. It's the best. I color code everything. It's like amazing. I've been doing that these last couple of weeks, trying to get ready to put it on the parish calendar and get all my rooms and all of that. But when you back things up and you back up that planning, all of a sudden, you've got a week or 2 in there where you've got 8 different things happening in a really short period of time.
Yep.
I just think that, that's part of parish life, is just how fast it is. Is that right? Is that a norm that we should be okay with? Should we be finding ways to improve that? Like, these are the questions that I have. Like, is it right that we are crazy during Lent? Like, where is our ministry Lent? Oh, it's the suffering, it's the this, that, and that. No. Where's my prayerful Lent?
Well, I think so I'm going to say this too, because for me, part of this has been, and I'm sort of whatever, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know words today, you guys. This is a sign of my tiredness
today, people, is we don't know what we're doing and we're very stressed out.
Yeah. But I was going to say, like, I think that this is where I'm taking it for granted, but it does exist, like my prayer life during this time, I've been working through the spiritual exercises with my spiritual director. So once a week, I'm getting to meet with her, and that's refreshing, and beautiful time for me. So, I mean, there's not nothing. I think the other part of it is sometimes we get super stressed out, and here it comes, Sarah, cover your ears, everybody. I'm about to say Brene Brown, but there's the whole, it's not an attitude of gratitude, but it is a practice of gratitude. So you have to say out loud or write it down for yourself. What am I grateful for in this? The other thing I want to say is, I don't know if anybody else feels like I do when you get on that crunch level of 6 events in 10 days, I have to write down on a piece of paper the order in which those events are going to occur, and then give myself a little dash out on the paper that says this is what needs to be done for that event. This is what needs to be done for that event. And I need to prioritize for myself in that order to say, I cannot worry about, so I'm kind of in the same boat, Sarah. I don't have 6 events. I don't think. I was just actually stressed me out a little bit with that, because I was like, what does my calendar actually look like? I'm not sure. Because I have RCIA scrutiny stuff, and in addition to, I have a net retreat that's coming on the 27th of March that I've never done before. So I'm a little bit wigged about that. But so I've got my first communion retreat tomorrow. So I got to put together the packets, and I need to make the copies, and I need to put the polishing touches on my PowerPoint, you know what I mean? And make sure that the room is set up because it's tomorrow morning. And then do I have the dialogue after those tasks are done? Is the dialogue done for the scrutinies on Sunday? And is that in place? And has the reader been contacted to tell them that there's something else? And some of these things, when you start writing those out like that, guys, you can say, oh, the secretary could call the reader, or, I can tell Father and he can print out his own schedule. Yeah, right. But you know what I'm saying? But I think that it's get it down on paper. And then also, on an aside, this practice of gratitude is to remind yourself and Sarah and I are going to have a podcast eventually about toxic positivity, guys, where you just pretend everything's great. But because I did run into that. I actually asked my spiritual director that last week. I said, what is this thing when you're going through struggle and you tell somebody else, I'm really having a bad time right now, and either they say, well, I'm glad I don't have that problem. And I mean, literally, they've said that kind of stuff to me. Or, well, let's see what's positive in the situation, and I'm like, that neither of those are helpful. Right now, I'm in pain, and it would be really helpful if you said, as Sarah did to me this morning, guys, just want to shout out to my very good friend here, was like, dude, me too. Can we talk about that?
I think I pretty much said, yep, Lent just sucks. Because that's really how I feel right now.
When people are like, oh, I love Lent because it's so reflective and blah, blah. I'm like, nope. I'm way stressed out, and I don't know where. This definitely feels like the desert, though. It feels like a desert.
It does. It does feel like a desert. I mean, it's so interesting. I'm an activator, so I like fast pace. Mm-hmm. And I really do thrive in fast pace. Problem with me and fast pace is then I do not see warning signs of burnout, which I think is what I was feeling this week and why I slept so much yesterday. Headache and body aches aside, I really think that I was not seeing the signs of burnout, because I was like, okay, we got to do this, and people are counting on me.
Yes.
Right. People are counting on me to do what I said I was going to do. And I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Right. I don't, Christy, you and I were here at 8 o'clock every Friday morning, even though I really wanted to sleep in today, I wasn't going to miss this because I find meeting with you a priority, and it helps pick me up for my day and move me forward, and all of those joys. And thank you, friend.
Thank you.
But it's there are certain things though that I think it's important in this fast pace to guard my time for certain things. This is one of the things that I want to guard my time on, because I do find our conversations, both recorded and before and after, so affirming and so energizing. Just the two of us, we bounce off of each other. It's great. You know, times that I sit with my husband and watch whatever the newest Star Wars thing is, like, I guard that time because it is something for he and I to talk about that is not church related.
Yeah.
Right. Like, he and I are both church workers. We have got to find something to talk about that has absolutely nothing to do with church. Though, yes, there are spiritual connections and blah, blah, blah. I got that. We can use it for a retreat. Moving on. We have to find ways to talk about things that are superfluous and yet meaningful to us, you know, and that is time that I guard. Right. And I think that that's something that I need to circle back to for the rest of this Lent, is finding those date nights with my husband, finding time to go on hikes, because again, that bodily action, being out in nature, that makes me feel better. And that gives me energy for what I need to do at the office. Like, I need to guard that time so that I can do, so what did I say? 6 events in 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, like, I have to guard that other time. And I wasn't doing that. You know, I was actually scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and watching videos. Those videos just draw me in. Like, I have to pay attention to that. That does not boost my energy. Are they funny? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Is it good for me to be mindless sometimes? Yes.
Certainly.
An hour or two at a time?
Maybe
not so much. You know what I mean? Like, I have to pay attention and guard my time better.
I think the other thing too I want to add here is what kind of lit up for me was, in addition to guarding the sacred spaces that you actually have in your life, whether it's with your friends or your significant other or whatever, I think that when you're working, this is something I found on Wednesday this week. I was actually super productive in the short amount of time that I was in the office, because I did I'm a very sensory type of person, like how things feel and smell and whatever. So I have one of those little scent thingies in the corner of the room, and I pick a smell that's like, you know, fresh and bright and makes my office smell pretty. And then, and by the way, guys, if you work in a cube, find where there's a plug, because the plugins also, I used to have it whenever I worked my last job, whenever I was in a cube, I had a plug-in in there, and people would come over by my desk and be like, it smells really nice over here. Yep. That would be my insert brand, not saying it here, you know, plug-in smelly thing that I really like the scent of, you know, whatever. And the other one is music is helpful to me. So like, I have my phone on a little stand beside my laptop, and I put on, you can go on YouTube and hit study music. I'm sure Amazon, Spotify, you know, Apple Play Music has free stuff that's like instrumental stuff or plunky sounds or nature things. Or, you know, the other day for me, it was because I was doing like data entry and like paperwork kind of things that I can't write stuff and listen to music with words. It's just how my brain works. But the other day it was okay for me to be listening to some uplifting Jesus music, as I like to call it. And it really made me in a happy mood. So, I mean, I think the little creature comforts, allow yourself those, especially at a time like this when it is so hectic. And I guess then, Sarah, we come back around to that whole self-care thing. These little things that can help just ease and make you more comfortable, I think, are the self-care that you don't have to feel guilty about.
I love that. Make you more comfortable.
Yeah.
There are things that we do not necessarily, there are things that we can do for comfort.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really good point. It's okay to pay for things too, for other people to do things for you.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have somebody come in and clean my house. And that is self-care to me.
Yes.
I budget that. She comes every month. She's amazing. And yes, could I clean my house by myself? Yes, I could. Do I? No. pay for things that you can pay and hand off, right? Like that is just something that just takes up time and energy that is not necessary. I love having background music. It does help me focus. And I want to say, I listen to instrumental hip hop. And it is the best to focus.
I've never heard of that.
It is the best focus music. Dr. Dre, I mean, I have no idea what his words are, but his beats are amazing.
Wicked, yeah.
Amazing. Dead Mouse is another one. I think it's said Dead Mouse. I mean, just some great beats in the background. I mean, I had it on. We have a huddle every morning just outside my office to pray together, and I had this on, and it was a little loud, and I could hear it at my door while we were standing there. I'm like, hang on, let me turn off Dr. Dre. But it's, you know, it is those little things, and whatever it is, it gets your blood flowing. I think in those moments, I think that's super important.
That just cracked me up because, okay, so, and you already mentioned Star Wars, so here we go again. John Williams has got to be one of the greatest instrumental composers for theater ever. And honest to goodness, I found it on Amazon. You can type in an artist name, right? Like John Williamson, and you get Jurassic Park, you get all of the Star Wars franchise, you get Harry Potter stuff that ends up flowing through that radio station. So, and I'm just going to say this as a child who loves film and imagines herself as a character in every single movie that I've ever watched like that. It makes you feel like a superhero when you're doing your work. If you're listening to like superhero music. You know, I am a wizard, Harry, you know, clapping away on your laptop.
And I think of the Imperial March, you know, so like, I'm a BA today.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
And get that music going in the background.
I am your father, you know.
That's amazing.
You know what's clacking away.
Oh my gosh. You know, finding time to laugh is so important, you guys. We take our well, I know I do. I take my job so seriously, and sometimes I just forget that the Lord brings us joy and laughter as a fruit of the movement of the Spirit. And if I am too serious for too long, I am not in tune with the Spirit. I am not in tune with where God is calling me to, how God is calling me to live in this ministry. You know, and so take time to find the laughter. And I do, there's on, you know, what I get into in the TikTok and the Twitter, you know, or the videos on Facebook and Instagram are really funny videos, you know, and laugh out loud. Oh my gosh, these people are crazy videos.
Yeah.
Because I need to laugh. Now, granted, I shouldn't be doing it for an hour plus at a time, which I lose hours when I do that, but finding time to laugh helps to, you know, boost the immune system and make us feel the endorphins get going. And then we're like, okay, I'm ready to take on the world. Like just this conversation, I feel like, okay, I'm ready to take on today. Today, dentist appointment, small church community, soup and bread, Stations of the Cross, you know, like we got it today. There's a lot going on today.
For sure. I was going to say, Sarah, like, have you heard this phrase? What video lives rent free in your head?
No, what is it?
Oh my gosh, that means like, so do you have a go-to video that will just like, that you can just think about and makes you laugh?
There are a couple of them.
I asked this question the other night to a couple of my catechists because we were all feeling the Lenten stress. And I was like, you know, what helps me through this is think about do you have like one or two of your favorite videos? And the one mentioned a television show that's on True TV, and it's now I think on Netflix as well. It's called Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, those guys.
For this. And there was a whole conversation about that, and a lot of laughter ensued as we, you know, talked about some of our favorite episodes. And then the other for me is there's this video, and I don't have it like on a quick recall, but it's from America's Funniest Videos where there's a guy who bought a bark collar for his dog, and he was at his girlfriend's house, and the mom and the girlfriend's mom both said, like, that's inhumane. You should not put that on your dog. And he was like, it's not, it's fine. And they dared him to put on the shock collar to show, oh my gosh, it is ridiculous. It is so amazing. I laugh hysterically every single time, like not even a question. So do you have one, Sarah?
Well, there's this couple that I've been watching, and they do these like things that come up on their forehead, like the riddles and like gibberish, and have to figure out what the word is.
Oh, yeah.
And she just screams out whatever the words are here in just such a funny tone. It's like, and it makes no sense. And then the guy that she's there with, 9 times out of 10, he figures it out really fast. And she, like, the reaction on her face is like, how did you get that so fast? You know, like the gibberish is so funny. And she says it really, because you're timed. And so she says it really fast, and her intonation is all over the place, and she just screams it out. And it doesn't matter what episode they are doing that. The two of them are absolutely ridiculously funny. Just so funny. And then there's another guy that does tries things out, like the TikTokers show, like, try this product or try this, you know, you put raviolis in your air fryer, and, you know, or making butter in your making butter in your dryer. You know, and so he just follows it along. So you see what the rules are over here. I know, it was really weird. You put the rules, it shows you how to do it over here, and you see him making it on this side. And he has one-liners that are just so funny. And sometimes the things work, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes he's like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing food I've ever had, you know, or whatever it is that he's doing. And other times he's like, nope, that didn't work. Like, the butter didn't work. The butter in the dryer didn't work. But, you know, so those are two of the folks that I kind of get into and just laugh every time.
Yeah, I think.
Well, go ahead. Finish up. Yep.
I was just gonna say, I think those are the kinds of things that we need to like point to for ourselves, to realize, like, even in like 3 minutes, you could have some kind of little refresher for yourself. You know, that can just give you that pick me up that you need. Yeah. So for taking a pause this week, Christy, and just telling everybody that we're all stressed out, we just hit our 30-minute mark. So that's the way it works, folks. Christy and I can talk for days and hours, but we were going to take a pause this week, but it sounds like we still had a lot to say as we process this difficult time in Lent. And if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling any negative emotions or guilt or sadness, whatever it is you're feeling is totally legit right now. As ministry leaders, this is a really tough time of year. It's hard. We're sending big hugs if you're into that, and definitely our prayers are with you, because this is tough, you guys, and but you can do it, and you know, it will end. So there's that to think of, you know.
It will end, and we're halfway through. We're halfway through right now, right? So keep breathing and keep moving forward. We are praying for you, like Christy said, and thanks for joining us this week as we just kind of vomited our thoughts out there this week. We're really happy that you're joining us, and thank you, everybody. We really appreciate that. Have a great day, and a blessed Lent. Look for the graces. Thanks a lot, everyone.